The time has come.
Time has come.
And the time has actually been here. 60 FPS. Let's take a look at it. Here we go. Damn.
Bloodborne is among the most cherished games of its generation, and today it's a surprise to find it's now very playable on PC via emulation.
60
at last,
FPS.
fixing several limits in the original
You guys
PlayStation
see that?
4 code. This is a big deal for a few reasons, because a decade on from its PS4 release,
30
Bloodborne
FPS.
is distinctive for having never received
was
any
locked
form
in.
of remaster,
Yep.
port, or even a PS5 patch update.
Look at that
As a
piece of
result,
shit.
in playing the game on PS5
It
hardware
came
via
out
that
and
compact,
went
we're very
silent
much locked
after the
to its original
DLC.
PS4 settings.
Yep.
We keep the same 30 frames per second cap, complete with uneven frame pacing, while image quality suffers in the
man.
upscale to 4K
looks awful.
displays
I'm gonna
by
have to
rendering
upgrade my
at a
PC.
native 1080p resolution with obvious aliasing in view. Truly, the game would benefit from even
I
a
would
minor
love
update on
a
modern
Bloodborne
systems.
I don't know why they
sequel.
won't do it.
Its resolution
makes no
and
sense
frame
to
The
me.
rate,
game's
but
getting
so
to a
far,
point where
nothing
a
is forthcoming.
remake is
Thanks to recent
almost
advances
accounted
in
for.
PlayStation 4 emulation, though, via the SHAD PS4 emulator on PC shown here, there's a promising DIY solution in the
This
frame
is on PC, gentlemen.
AMD.
Look at this right here. RTX 4080. 60
Today.
frames per second.
Wow.
Look at that, boys. You see that?
As you can see, SHAD PS4's latest builds have gone from strength to strength.
The 4080,
and as of version
that's
0.51,
$500 now,
the game
isn't
is
it?
almost
that.
entirely playable crash-free.
Can't
Looks
remember.
so much fucking better.
Also,
How much is
at
a
last,
4080?
60 frames per second
Want to look.
is now viable.
Oh my
While
God,
this
that looks
emulation
better.
approach also opens the gates to other enhancements via reshade mods,
Yep.
texture boosts,
Wow.
improved
And there's
lighting,
gonna
and
be
much
mods.
more.
Look at the difference there. That is insane. Holy fucking shit, that's way better. Wow.
Yeah.
More. In particular, the Bloodborne Remaster Project
Hold on.
mod by author from
Wait a
SoftServe
minute.
Sony deserves.
Holy shit.
Holy fucking shit, that's way better.
Wait a minute. I mean, the PC remaster, the camera's a lot closer in. I don't know, Asmon. There's a lot of darker shading here. Not much in the street. Like, you see all these... There's just maybe more to look at in this picture. I think you might be getting a little excited.
Wow.
more. In particular, the Bloodborne Remaster Project mod
It's
by
the lighting
author from
I'm
SoftServe.
seeing.
Sony deserves this. Because you had, like, 8 years to make a remaster of this game.
Seriously.
Adds a great many enhancements.
Not just a remaster,
all in
8
one tiny
years.
But,
package.
I mean, just
So then,
more
just how
content.
is Bloodborne's emulation shaping up today?
A remaster
as a
would
means
sell
to keep
well.
at 60 FPS. Some rough edges are a given, seeing that it's still work in
Look at the
progress.
quality.
But what's the outlook so far? And as a bonus, how far-reaching are the visual enhancements?
Look at that.
That
That's
does
so
look-
much
that
fucking
looks
better. It's not
better.
even close.
Yeah, that
Let's
looks
find
good.
out.
And also, the visuals will keep getting better.
Yeah.
The same as, like, there's Skyrim texture mods and, like, texture packs and
Before
shit
we
like
get
that.
into it, let's take a quick look at the setup. SHAD PS4 version 0.51 is in use here via a custom branch from developer
Yeah.
This is
Raphael
exciting.
Grace and put together by Diego
What,
Lix29.
Somebody
What an
says there's no
age to be a
difference in
gamer.
chat. Please contact. It's Sunday today, right? So you wouldn't be able to, but you probably should contact your doctor's office tomorrow to schedule an appointment. Yeah, you need to talk to your doctor.
I experimented with multiple different builds to find one that ran in a stable fashion, and ultimately, this one works best for my R7 5700X machine paired with an
I might
RTX
try this.
4080. The only tweak
If these guys don't get the video taken down, I'm
going
gonna do it.
The Vertex Explosion Fix. Installing this sadly disables customization to your character's face in the creation tool
Ooh.
at the start, which is, right now, a cause for visual bugs without the one in
Perfect.
place.
Okay. Big
Otherwise,
head.
you'll often see
Head
these
flare.
huge bursts of geometry spilling from your character's face without this fix.
That's how every Redditor imagines their mind.
Beyond that, though, everything you might need is
Look at that.
included in the emulator
That is
itself.
incredible.
The essential bit being
This
this
is
patch
amazing.
menu, which allows 60 FPS gameplay to be
Look at
toggled
that.
on, plus 60 FPS cloth physics, and even res boosts at increments going up to 4K.
Jesus.
It also gives us a means to remove chromatic aberration post-processing, which was fairly heavy-handed on the PS4 release,
Wow.
and perhaps not to everyone's taste.
A lot of these are
purposes
just
of
kind of
FPS,
going over my
and
head
twice as much
now.
as 30.
and settled for 1152p for
I wonder
a
how
slow
high the
resolution boost.
FPS can
The
go.
fact
Or
is
is
that
it 60 now?
60 FPS is playable, 30 FPS is not playable. Like, really, I mean, like, 60
come on.
FPS is like, okay, this is fine. 30 is not fine.
I get it. I get
60
it.
FPS in
PlayStation
place.
4 games at 30
Mm-hmm.
it is low quality frame rate.
Let's hit
When
the
you
nail on
have
the head to
high
start
performing
with frame rate
computers, but
testing.
there are a
Achieving
lot of
60
gamers
FPS
out there
is a
who are
dream come true for
running
Bloodborne
30,
fans, and I'm glad to see that emulation is
29.97
making
in some
serious
countries,
headway
and
in
This
they
is
turning that into
crazy.
reality.
happy with what they got.
The
They gotta
30
be
FPS
happy
cap
with what they
with
got.
uneven frame pacing is a famous or even infamous bugbear on its native PS4 release, and if an official remaster were ever to appear, 60 FPS is easily top of the feature wish list.
Well, I
In
mean,
practice then, the shared PS4
No, 144
See,
FPS
I was
or
gonna say-
250 FPS
Zach's
is at the top of the feature list.
Zach's gonna have a
let's
three-digit
stop
number.
being dick eaters, okay? Like, it's 2025 now.
I don't disagree
60
though.
FPS, it's workable. It's
I would love to
fine,
see
but
that
it's not good.
coming out of your standard
Here's
consoles.
the one thing I trust AI to do
PlayStation,
more than humans.
Xbox.
And ironically, it's
Really?
brain safety. You spend so much
Why are we having not a minimum 100 frames?
emulator goes to
Fuck
great
60.
lengths in keeping 60
Why not
down,
120?
especially on this
Minimum.
latest build. The key
144
stress point
minimum.
is this central
Minimum.
Yharnam town
144
square with
minimum,
multiple
see?
enemies,
Look at this.
And for great
And I'm
portions
saying
of play here, it
They
does
should
hit the
come
mark.
in the
Between my
consoles ready to
system's
go, because the
RTX
consoles, the
3080
whole
and
idea is it's a pre-built
5700X,
gaming
it's more
entertainment
often
system.
The latter part, the CPU, that's the bottleneck it seems. The result being these sporadic lurches down to the mid-40s. These drops tend to kick in during rapid world traversal or on first striking an enemy, though often restores to 60 FPS a few seconds
See,
later.
there's some
Well, that's
frame
gonna
rate drop.
change.
The Reaver Tuner overlay shows a single CPU core is often being overloaded at these moments,
Yep.
spiking to 100%. Dropping the resolution to 1080p or lower doesn't improve this,
Interesting.
and I've also tried multiple builds of Shad PS4 and mods as well to improve it. Still, the game
This is the thing is that, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of hiccups here and there, but overall, this is super high quality. That's optimization. Like, I told you guys this shit was going to work before the end of the year, and like now we're 1 month into the next year, and so like we're already talking about optimization. Yeah, it's a work in progress. Exactly.
It's
certainly
amazing how
playable a bulk of the
fast
time at 60
technology
FPS
is
now,
going.
and things can only get better
It's
with this as a
accelerating.
base. It's a huge improvement also over the previous 0.50 build of Shad PS4 in terms of overall performance and avoiding crashes.
It would be crazy if I went and I played this again.
It'd be worth it. I'm
I
definitely
go
going
back,
to be playing
I'll
it
play this
again.
on the PC.
I used to
wait
play
for,
this
like, one
annually.
optimization
Rate of
patch.
improvement between Shad PS4 builds.
I think I had
inspires
maybe
some
600
confidence.
hours into
For
this.
perspective, here's how the game ran just one patch increment ago
Every
on my
October
system
for
on
Halloween.
Shad PS4 version 0.5.
52.
As we enter Central Yharnam, we
We'll
dip
be
into the
streaming
50s
Bloodborne
with a single
this
CPU core
October,
being constantly
2025.
maxed out. The frequency of visual bugs and crashes was much higher on
Yep.
0.5 as well, and thankfully, version 0.51 today fixes most of these issues. 60 FPS is much more of a constant
Look at that.
figure. We get
That's
full
all
sound.
optimization.
All visuals are intact as well from the PS4 version.
Yep.
And the boost to 1152p is a nice bonus, helping to quell the aliasing. Interestingly, there's options, of course,
I
to
really have to say that, like, looking at this right now, it looks so much better. It's shocking how much better this looks.
push to even higher resolutions. 1440p is the next rung up the ladder, and while the image quality upgrade stands out
Man.
immediately, it does sadly crash after a few
Yeah, I
minutes.
mean,
online.
even look at that right there.
That does look pretty.
Like, this actually looks like a remaster of the
Oh
game.
man, the aesthetics,
I mean,
everything just
I'm sure
popping.
if they did remaster it, it would probably be a little bit more high definition
textures.
than this. But man,
I mean, Bloodborne looked
system.
beautiful when
Bumping
it
that
came
to
out,
an even more ambitious
but it is starting to show us
1800p.
No
age.
complaints, it's just
What
gonna
is
keep
it,
getting
8,
better.
9 years
to
old?
get an even more pristine, beautifully crisp image.
Mhm.
This takes a predictably greater toll on my system, however, putting us right in the mid-40s during play, and again, eventually leads to a crash in my experience.
Yeah, it's
Your
probably what's
mileage
gonna
may
happen.
vary, of course, but the general recommendation from my view is PS4's native 1080p will get the best results,
Yeah,
while
of course.
at a push, 1152p works well too.
Man. I can't believe that Sony dropped the ball
Much
on
of this
this.
is still work in progress, of course.
Like,
and
everybody
Father
would
depends
have bought this
Gascoigne.
on your
game.
chosen build and PC setup. In fact, in trying to troubleshoot some of my lingering frame rate dips, a member of the Digital Foundry Patreon, named iExplosiveRage, kindly reached out to offer some tips. Thanks and full credit goes their way for suggesting the Vertex
Sony
explosion
L?
fix,
Yeah.
and also the Shad PS4 build I ended up using. iExplosiveRage
They could have remastered Bloodborne and made the money back that they lost from Concord.
sent footage of the game running even
He's
more
not wrong.
optimally using an Intel 12600K CPU, an RTX 4080, and 32 gigabytes of RAM. Targeting 60 FPS on this system, looking at the Riva Tuner stats at the top
Leave a
left,
comment if you're
we're
watching this.
easily
What
hitting
is your
the top line in
CPU
this case.
and
This is
GPU
nuts.
you're
All the
running?
opening central yard
I'll gladly
areas,
share.
each boss, it all flows with only
I don't have a PC to brag about. I think I've said that before in past videos. But I have two PCs. They are Intel i3 13100s. And the GPUs are UHD 730. They get the job done. Moderate to fair, sometimes even pretty good. But I could push those limits, and I'm not getting 40 frames. That's not happening. I would love to get something like that, but I'd even have to upgrade these monitors. Whole system overhaul.
the occasional blip. All of
Man.
which is to say, it is very much feasible to get that lock with just the right setup and correct build. Impressively, in running the game unlocked to 120 frames per second, we're even seeing that figure rise to 90 FPS or so in certain moments. It's impressive
That's right.
It's impressive.
That's right.
to see it all
Yep.
flowing so smoothly, even if some trial and error is needed to get there.
Commercials. There.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like
Look
it.
at that.
Next up, the mods and visual upgrades give us a way to further
Yeah, the
enhance
visuals look so
experience.
much better.
For a true remastered take on Bloodborne, we'd expect more than just the bare bones res and frame rate boost, of course.
Man,
Taking
they're
the
making
mod
me
route
want to
there,
play this
there
game
are several
again.
great
The
optional
stages,
upgrades offered
the
on
music.
Nexus mods, and chief among them is the Bloodborne remaster project by FromSoftServe. Now, on version 0.83,
I don't know what this is.
adds everything from dynamic shadow casting across
Jesus.
the game, improved textures in spots, better shadow and texture LODs, plus improved temporal anti-aliasing, replacing the game's
You know what? Maybe I'll play this. Because I don't know if Sony is going to try to shut this down or not. Like, my worry
Yeah,
is that,
wouldn't that
I mean,
be a
Sony
shame?
isn't Nintendo.
What if they're
right?
like, oh, no,
So, if
Nope.
Sony isn't Nintendo...
we're going to do it.
And
You
if
can't
these
do it. We're
videos
gonna
about the
do it. We're gonna lock
remasters
it in
aren't
a
getting
vault.
shut down,
And then they never do it.
and I own
I
the
hope
game,
not.
so it's not like I'm pirating the game.
They may not
I don't
touch
think
it,
they would shut me down.
but I don't know.
They 100% will.
They
I don't think so.
XAA. In later areas,
Sony, for some odd reason, has shown no real interest in doing anything with Bloodborne. It's almost become a meme.
there's even
It is a
occasional
meme.
uses of parallax occlusion maps, not
They haven't
enabled
taken
in the
anyone
official
out
game.
yet? No.
Added to this, the same author offers a reshade profile, allowing for a simulated ray-traced GI and improved ambient occlusion. These may not be to everyone's tastes, admittedly, and many of these reshade tweaks can be toggled on the left side overlay as you play. But just to show an example of what's possible,
Yeah.
I've used this reshade profile exactly as presented.
This looks really clean. I'm gonna be real, like, this looks really good.
That is beautiful.
Yeah,
That is really nice.
by the author.
this is
That
the way
is
it should have
a
been.
whole lot of pretty.
Sony should have done this.
The result then,
Yeah,
in comparison
Sony's
with the base
definitely
PS4 version,
leaving some
is
money on
often
the table.
impressive. In my view, standing out above all else is the additional light points and shadow casting added with the Remaster Project mod. In walking directly
Bring
through
me a
Central Yarnum streets,
return to
we now get
Yarnum.
more environmental shadow via the mod, cast from buildings and objects occluding the sun or moon. It adds a more detailed shadow to the roads, and likewise,
I'm afraid
we
they
have
couldn't
extra
even do a
light
sequel
points,
right.
casting shadows from our character in other
It'd be a
areas.
worry.
That's nuts.
Anti-aliasing is improved too, and while this isn't 100% noise-free, the
Look
mod
how much better this is. Like, look at how the lines are compared to in the remaster.
does help minimize the distracting flicker on grates and grills during motion. Plus, to round out, the
it's not
reshaped
even the same
profiles
universe.
addition of improved ambient occlusion also visibly adds more thorough shading around interiors.
Yeah.
The only downside to all of this, especially in using reshade, is that inevitably we incur a frame rate penalty, and in my
Yeah, of
case,
course.
drops under 60 are much more regular. In this case, the 30 FPS option is a good safety net for a more consistent frame time, and in my experience, runs with only minimal frame pacing issues.
Yeah, that still looks really, really good. I'm thinking I want to play this.
Again, all of this is
Don't
work
blame
in
you.
progress.
'Cause I haven't
but
played
what
Bloodborne in a
progress
long
it is.
time.
That PS4 emulation is possible at all is an incredible feat by the team behind Shad PS4, and it appears the absence of an official Bloodborne remaster is helping to galvanize the movement.
FromSoft games,
It's
man.
become
What's your
a real
favorite?
point of focus
What's
for
your
fans of
favorite
the game
FromSoft?
to see if it's simply possible. Yes, there are imperfections with Bloodborne.
It's not perfect,
on
guys.
PC today, and there are
Yeah,
outstanding
it
crashes.
will be, but it's not
But
yet.
Man, that was
this
some
bit right
thriller
now
going
is
on.
still very encouraging. At the very least, it demonstrates the
strobe light
direction
action.
we'd want an official remaster to move in. Improving the frame rate and resolution are just the start.
That-
Pushing out the
yeah,
draw
that's
distance,
nice.
So much better.
improving the lighting, textures, and anti-aliasing are all good ideas we'd love to see in a final product. As a proof of concept then, Shad PS4 works beautifully, and if you're inclined to run through the setup, it's shaping up to be a genuinely playable take on Bloodborne.
I think we have a maybe a console player in chat who says that the human eye can only see 60 FPS. That's not true.
he's
Spencer
gotta
has
he's
been
gotta
lying to
call him out. He's a
you. They've all
frame
been lying to you. You've
rate
been lied to your whole life.
warrior. All right.
You need to
He's-
wake up and see the light.
He's just telling you, eagle eye.
Buy a gaming PC and join the real world. Okay.
That's all for
Yes.
today, though. If
Yes.
you did find this
Get a
video
PC.
useful or insightful in any way, feel
Put
free
on
to
your
like
big boy
or subscribe,
pants.
and don't forget to hit that bell for instant
Jesus.
notifications as any new video lands. To get a high-quality version of this video and many more, check out our Patreon at dishfoundry.net, and to get
I'll
in
link
touch
you guys the
directly,
video.
You know where to find me. But from me for now, thanks for watching.
This is nuts. Bloodborne's always been one of my my favorite games. I played through it 2 times total, and I'm really glad to see that it's being emulated on PC, and now people can play it without the artificial restrictions that
Yes, sir.
Sony has decided to keep on it. This is great. I'm
Let
really happy
let
to
the
see
players
this.
play.
Absolutely. Console supremacy? Yeah, you guys are supremacy for like, I don't know, like maybe like 1995. But that was a long time ago, right? And so now, people are using computers and computers are better. So, yeah, it will be free, or how much to buy it. I mean, a lot of the people that are probably going to emulate the game probably already own the game. They just want to play it on a PC with better resolution, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's kind of what's going to happen.
Bring
But
us
that's what I'm kind of
Bloodborne
expecting to see happen, right? But there it is.
Picture this.
There it is. And there it is.